All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a really unique spiritual text that lays out a path not just to inner peace, but to what it calls a sweet life.
So let's just dive right in. The source material kicks off with a question that feels, well, more relevant than ever. The whole world is crying out for peace, right? But this discourse says, hey, maybe the answer isn't where we've all been looking. It suggests that the path to global peace actually starts with a huge shift inside each one of us.
So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to unpack this incredible answer. It's a journey that literally begins with how you see yourself, your inner identity, and expands all the way out to your cosmic destiny. It's a big idea, so let's get into it.
Okay, first up, Section 1, A Path to Peace. According to the source, the first step is to just look around and acknowledge where we are. It says the world right now is in a state of sorrow, and it gives this state a name, the age of Kali Yuga. This isn't just about politics or economics, it's a deep spiritual condition for the whole planet.
So, what's the root cause of all this sorrow? Well, the text claims it's because we're making a fundamental mistake about who we are. That brings us to Section 2, the soul over the body.
And here it is, the core choice, laid out side by side. Are you living in body consciousness? That means you identify as your physical body. The text says this way of thinking is what leads to vices and makes you forget your true eternal self. Or are you soul conscious, where you identify as a soul, a point of light? This path, it says, leads you toward purity and reconnects you with the Supreme Father. Everything that follows really hinges on this one decision.
Okay, so if being soul conscious is the key, how do you actually do it? I mean, what's the practical step? And that leads us straight into Section 3, a pilgrimage of remembrance.
The central practice is called Smriti Yatra. And what's so fascinating is that this is a pilgrimage you take without ever leaving your chair. You don't pack a bag, you don't buy a ticket. It's a journey you take entirely within your own mind, simply by shifting your awareness. The text itself puts it so simply. Go into solitude and have the pilgrimage of remembrance. It's a direct instruction, a call to action, to turn away from the noise of the world, find that quiet place inside, and begin the journey back to your true self. And this journey isn't some vague, mystical concept. It's broken down into 4 clear steps. First, sit in solitude. Second, really see yourself as the soul, distinct from the body. Third, turn your thoughts towards the Father, the Supreme Soul. And fourth, this is the powerful part. Just by holding that thought, that act of remembrance becomes a kind of purifying fire that dissolves past mistakes and negative karma.
So you go on this inner pilgrimage. What happens? What's the result? Well, the goal is described with a very simple but really profound word. And that's Section 4, the goal of sweetness.
Sweet, sweeter, sweetest. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? But this is the framework for spiritual progress. It's not just about becoming pure. It's about developing a character that has a real, tangible, positive effect on every single person you meet. The text totally redefines what sweetness is. It has nothing to do with taste. It's a quality of your conduct, your character. It means being benevolent, having a pure mind, being a person who is a benefactor, someone who brings good to many other souls. So what does a sweet soul look like in practice? Well, according to the text, their mind is free from any negative or demonic thoughts. They naturally work for the well-being of others. And this inner quality leads to an outer result. They achieve a high spiritual status. And their very conduct becomes an inspiration. So much so that they are remembered and even worshipped later on. So here's the big question. How does one person's inner sweetness possibly connect to world peace? This is where the whole teaching scales up, from the personal, individual level to the cosmic. Section 5, A World Reborn. The text explains this massive world transformation using 3 key figures. You've got Shiva Baba, the Supreme Soul, acting as the overall director of the change. Then there's Brahma, who is the human instrument for establishing the new world, the Golden Age or Satyuga. And finally, you have Shankar, who symbolizes the necessary end of the old, impure world, basically clearing the stage for the new one to begin.
Now, this is absolutely crucial. The text is not talking about a fiery apocalypse that ends everything. It's talking about a transformation, a renewal. The world cycles. The old world of sorrow, Kali Yuga, doesn't just end. It transforms into a new, pure world of peace, which is called heaven, or Satya Yuga.
So what's the ultimate point of all this? What's the final takeaway from this whole framework? It's all presented as an incredible opportunity for you to claim a spiritual inheritance.
So let's just recap the whole journey we've been on. The path is to remember you are a soul, not a body. The practice is that powerful inner pilgrimage of remembrance. The goal is to become genuinely sweet and pure in your character. And the reward? You get to create your own high status, your own inheritance in the new world of peace that's coming. That's the promise.
And so we're left with a final, incredibly empowering question that the text itself poses. It suggests that the pen to write the story of your destiny, not just for this life but for the next one, has been placed right in your own hands. The ultimate choice, it says, is yours. So, what will you create?